A picture is worth 1,000 words, or even more when it comes to blogging. Using relevant images in your blog post can enhance the reading experience and boost your search engine visibility. However, not all images are worth using though. In this video I will give you 5 crucial tips for using images in your blog posts to maximize your search engine visibility. Without wasting any more of your time, let's jump into it. First and foremost, use images that actually support the learning or the context of the blog post. Anyone can add one of those stock images into the mix. But what value does that bring to a reader? The stock footage can only make your blog posts look more generic and perhaps even AI generated. And that's what you don't want. The reader should be able to just look at those images and right off the bat grasp its connection to the content. If you're using irrelevant images, you're not only confusing your readers, but also diluting the impact of your blog post. And by the way, when you're using your own images, I'm not talking about studio quality. As a matter of fact, those studio quality images can even cause more harm than do good, because those will make your blog posts look like ads very easily. I'm going to show you a concrete example of my blog post. So consider this review of a disc golf disc. Here's a generic stock photo of the disc that I'm reviewing, which is clearly not taken by myself. Then look at this review where I'm using my own images that I have taken with the disc. Which one do you think looks more authentic? I bet you'd go with the latter one. Notice how these images look very basic and amateur. The disc even is a bit dirty, and this setting is completely randomized, so I'm just throwing it on a random soccer field. But that's the whole point of it. This blog post is not an ad. It's not there just to rank high on Google and make sales. Instead, it's a casual review from a fellow player. It is there to provide actual value. So to take home, make sure you use relevant images that you have taken yourself in your blog posts. Don't worry about the quality as long as the image helps your readers. At this point, I would like to invite you to check my free blogging masterclass. I have left a link to it in the description. In this masterclass, I teach you everything you need to know to start a successful blog this year. See you in the masterclass. As the next step, it is time to specify alt texts to all the images that you're using in the blog post. No, alt texts are not the same as the caption of the image. Basically, the alt text or the alternative text serves 2 critical functions in your blog post. First and foremost, the alt text helps people that are using screen readers or that are visually impaired to understand the images without having to see them. Also, the alt text helps search engines better understand what's happening in the image. On whatever platform you're using to write blog posts, typically you can set the alt text by tweaking the advanced settings of the image. For instance, on WordPress, you can set the alt text of the image by following these simple 6 steps. Open up a blog post and hit Edit. Click the Settings tab, click on an image in your blog post, click the Blog tab on the right-hand side of the Settings tab, see the alt text section, write a short 1-sentence description of the image, and update the post. Now always make sure that the alt text is actually descriptive and relevant to the image. The alt text should be a short and concise description of what you see in the image. To write a good alt text, imagine yourself talking to a phone with somebody and you have to describe the image to them over the phone. Now the next step is naming your images. So your image file name shouldn't be an afterthought. Before you upload your image into your blog post, make sure to rename it so that the name represents the image as good as possible. So use relevant words or keywords in it. Do not stick with a default name such as img123.jpg. While this is not a make or break SEO tip, it is definitely something that is very easy to do, and it for sure makes your content more coherent and consistent. And by the way, naming your images in a consistent way is not only good for search engines and your readers, but it will also help you in the long run. If you need to reuse one of your images in the future, you can just use the built-in search functions that the website builders typically have to find the image that you're looking for, so you don't have to retake it or find it from your camera roll, for example. Now, once you have uploaded your image into your blog post, it is time to write a strong caption to it. These can further enhance the reading experience. They can provide additional context to the readers, and sometimes there's even a chance to inject some humor or personality into those captions. Nonetheless, here are 3 ideas for writing strong captions to your blog post images. Be descriptive. Say what's happening in the image. Use active language, and remember that clarity trumps cleverness. Be concise. Your captions should add value without being lengthy. Stick to 1 or 2 sentences at most. Give props. If you're, for example, using a stock image, make sure to give props or credits to the author of the image. Now, speaking of giving credits to the author of an image, make sure you always have rights to use your images. You can't just go ahead and randomly choose an image from the internet and use it on your blog post for free. But to help you find those quality images, you can use free stock footage libraries such as Unsplash or Pexels. Actually, I have even posted my images to Unsplash so that the other bloggers can use those for free. Nonetheless, the idea of Unsplash or Pexels is that there are millions and millions of high-quality images that you can use for free in your blog posts wherever necessary, and all you need to do is give credit to the author of the images. And by the way, the crediting part is made really easy when using these free image libraries. Once you download an image from these libraries, there will be a pop-up modal which advises you to give credits to the author, and you can just copy-paste the text to your caption. Now, as I stated earlier, these stock images are good, but they won't really add anything new to the table because you're using generic images that millions of people have used before. So just to make sure that you stand out, prefer using your own images. Now, last but not least, let's get into the boring part of this guide. I'm of course talking about image compression. Don't worry, this is not technical and you can easily automate it. But basically, image compression reduces the file size of an image while retaining the quality of the image so that you can't even notice that it's been compressed. However, keep in mind that many website builders and platforms offer automatic image compression functionality. For example, if you're writing on medium.com, you can just drag and drop images into the mix without really having to worry about the quality or size of the image. Or for instance, if you're using WordPress to run your blog, you can install plugins that compress your images. One that I recommend using is called Smush. With this plugin, you can automate the compression process so that whenever you upload an image to your blog, it will automatically be compressed. Also, you can compress existing images with Smush in batches. All of this happens with a couple of clicks of button. And notice that sometimes your blog might actually already have an active image compressor tool that your web host has installed to your website when you launch the site for the first time. In this case, you might not even need to worry about image compression at all. And that's a wrap for today. Thank you so much for watching the video and have a good day.